November has arrived, and this month we will be talking about holding history. We often think about history as something that happened long ago. We think about world-changing events and important people whose names are recorded in books that grace the shelves of classrooms and libraries. Or we think about people from the past who have directly impacted our own families or communities. And it can sometimes feel like we are removed from history as we struggle in this moment and look towards the future. But history is happening right now. Everything we do is creating history in real time. And today I want to talk about our history here at FUSIT. Our recent history, the history we are making right now. Today is our final day with our interim minister, Reverend Tony. And we are filled with gratitude for our time together and saddened that he is leaving this community. We wish him well as we both continue on our separate paths and as this chapter ends and becomes a part of our history. And I want to lift up and acknowledge that this parting, like so many partings before, may feel confusing and difficult. You may be feeling all sorts of contradictory emotions and have questions that remain unanswered. And I think it needs to be said that sometimes it feels easier to shy away from things that feel hard, like this parting might feel hard. But it's always better to be open and honest about what is going on. It's part of the covenant we make with one another to speak openly and honestly. And I also want to say, it's okay. It's okay to feel tired of change. It's okay to wonder why. Why does it sometimes feel like this particular story for this community keeps repeating itself? Whether that's true or not. And are there things that we could have done differently, that we could have done better? And I would say to each of you, you are doing your best. We are doing our best. We are living in challenging times, and this community is not our minister. I miss Reverend Margaret. I will miss Reverend Tony when he takes his leave of us officially tomorrow. And I am filled with gratitude and hope. Even now, as we move into our 20th month of this pandemic, even as your leaders shift our focus to what this year will look like without a minister, to what it means to lean on one another and share our gifts to keep this community going. Still, I am filled with boundless optimism for our future and what we can accomplish when we are together. So today, I don't have a story. No book with pictures, no item in my Wonder Box. Because we are writing our own story right now. We are holding our own history, the history of a people who do our best to live into our 8 principles, who draw from our 6 sources of wisdom, who covenant with one another to be our best selves and lift one another up with love and kindness when we stumble. And while we haven't been in exactly this position before, because no one moment in time is the same as another, even when there are similarities, we have faced challenges before. We have even had times where we moved forward without an active minister, interim or settled. This is our story. We get to both look at what has come before, to hold our own history, and we get to decide what comes next. We have an opportunity to write the next chapter in the story of this community. So, I will leave you today with these words of wisdom by Reverend Teresa Soto. In this community, we hold hope close. We don't always know what comes next, but that cannot dissuade us We don't always know just what to do, but that will not mean that we are lost in the wilderness. We rely on the certainty beneath, the foundation of our values and ethics. We are the people who return to love like a North Star and to truth, that we are greater together than we are alone. Our hope does not live in some glimmer of an indistinct future. Rather, we know the way to the world of which we dream. And by covenant and the movement forward of one right action and the next, we know that one day we will arrive home. This is our home, and I'm holding hope close here, right now, for all of us.